All right, ladies and gentlemen, finding x and y intercepts. Okay, so let's get started. Now, first thing you'll notice is that this is written in standard form, not in slope-intercept form. And that's okay. We want them in standard form. We do not want them in slope-intercept form, okay? To find the x and y intercepts, we need them in standard form. So this is what is known as standard form, where you have x and y on the same side, and then a number on the other side, okay? So notice here I have 2x minus 3y equals negative 6. From here, we're going to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept, and then use those 2 points to draw a line on the graph, okay? Now, x-intercept means that's where it crosses the x-axis. So notice here we have 2 axes. The x-axis, which is a horizontal axis right here, and then the y-axis, which is the vertical axis. Okay, and so we have 2 axes, and so here we are going to find a point on the x somewhere along this line, and then another point somewhere along this line, and then we'll just connect them and then draw a line right through those 2 points. Okay, so first let's go ahead and find the x-intercept. Now this is very simple. To find the x-intercept, just worry about the x term. So here we have the 2x, okay? Ignore the negative 3y for now. We're just going to write 2x equals negative 6. Okay? So how do I know I'm finding the x-intercept? Because I have x here. So now I just solve for x. So we're going to go ahead and divide by 2 here. So I get x equals, now what's negative 6 divided by 2? That's negative 3. So that's my x-intercept. That means on the x-axis I find negative 3, so it's going to be on the left here. It'll be 1, 2, 3 tick marks to the left, and that's going to be my x-intercept, okay? So that's the x-intercept. Now let's find the y-intercept, okay? So again, this is the x-intercept here, and you can imagine now what we're going to do with the y-intercept. We're going to go ahead and focus on the y term. Now, this 3y here is being subtracted, so we need to include the subtraction sign or the negative sign. So it's going to be negative 3y equals negative 6. Okay, so whatever sign is on the left, if it's negative, you need to include it in your equation. And we're just going to go ahead and solve for y. Notice how we have no x term here because we're not interested in it. We're only interested in the y term. So let's go ahead and divide by negative 3. And so we get y equals, well, what's negative 6 divided by negative 3? That's a positive 2. So now go on the y-axis and find positive 2. That's going to be 2 tick marks up. 1, 2. There you have it. So we have the 2 points, one on the x-axis, one on the y-axis, and all we need to do is connect them with a straight line. Okay? Extend it to either end of the graph, right? So it's going forever on that direction and forever on the left. Now notice here, you can tell from the line that this is a positive slope. So if I were to rewrite this in slope-intercept form, my slope would be a positive number. Okay? But we're not worried about that right now. That was already a lesson in the past. Okay? Right now we want to focus on finding x and y intercepts to graph. So let's continue. Okay? Let's go ahead and find our x-intercept. So we're going to focus on the x term. So it's going to be negative 4x equals 40. And then for the other equation, I'm going to write negative 5y equals 40. Notice how they both equal the same number, 40. Okay, so let's find the x-intercept here. The x-intercept and then the y-intercept. And it doesn't matter which one you find first. You just got to make sure you find both of them. Okay, so let's go ahead and divide by negative 4. And so get x equals, what's 40 divided by negative 4? Well, if you're not sure, you can feel free to take a calculator. Don't worry about the signs, just do the numbers. 40 divided by 4 is 10. Okay, so since it's a positive divided by a negative, it's going to be negative 10. Okay, here I'm going to go ahead and divide by negative 5 on both sides. And so then we have y equals, and 40 divided by negative 5, again, get your calculator. This will be negative 8. Okay? So there I have my 2 intercepts. I'm going to go ahead and graph them on the side here. So on the x-axis, I need to go to negative 10. So I'm going to count by ones, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There is negative 10 on the x-axis. Now on the y-axis, I need to go to negative 8. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and stop there. And notice now I just connect these two lines here. So I'm going to make sure that I cross both lines and then extend the lines past the points and then just draw arrowheads at the ends. Okay, and that's the line. Okay, so that's how you graph it. See, it's pretty easy to graph lines in standard form. Let's do a couple more. So notice here, I'm going to solve here. I'm going to go ahead and put 3x equals 6 for my x-intercept. And then over here, negative 2y equals 6 again. And then just solve each one. So let's divide by 3 on both sides. X equals 2. Divided by negative 2 on both sides. I get y equals negative 3. And again, feel free to use a calculator to help you with these divisions. So we have x equals 2. That's going to be 1, 2 on the x-axis. And then on the y-axis, I got to go to negative 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so those are my 2 points. Just to draw a straight line between them like this. And we are done. See how fast that is? No need to rewrite it in slope-intercept form. And even if we did, the graph would be exactly the same. Okay? Notice here, let's go ahead and set this up. So we have 5x equals 30. And then 6y equals 30. Okay? Divided by 5. X equals 6. Divided by 6. Y equals 5. Okay? Let's graph this. So on the x-axis, we go 6 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then connect. So let me go ahead and just turn my paper here. There it is. Okay? All right, we're going to do one last one here. And this one's going to be a little unique because they don't give us, it's not going to give us a whole number. So you'll see right now. Okay, so watch this. So we're going to do 8x equals 21. And then 7y equals 21. Notice what happens here when I divide by 8 on both sides. 21 is not divisible by 8. I mean, it's not going to give you a whole number. So I'm going to end up with a decimal. So let me just go ahead and do that. 21 divided by 8 is 2.625. Okay, let me see if this calculator allows me to change it to a fraction. Yes, 2 and 5/8. Okay, but let's just leave it as a fraction. Sorry, as a decimal. 2.625. I'll write that right here. 2.625. Okay, so you can see that this is a little bit more than 2.5. So 2.5. So it's not going to be right on the tick mark. Okay, let's do this one here. Divide by 7. 21 is divisible by 7. It's going to be 3. Okay, so how do we graph this? Well, just like we did the other ones. Okay, just go ahead and count the tick marks. So here we have x is 2.625. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Right? But we know it's less than 3, but more than 2.5. So just put it somewhere in between 2 and 3, but closer to 3. Okay? On the y, we're going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's my point. Okay, so now I just connect. And that's it. Pretty simple, right? Okay, so I want you guys to try one here. Let's go ahead and try one. I'm going to let you guys do it. I'm going to make it up right now on the spot. So let's do 5x minus 7y equals 43. Okay, so pause the video and try it by yourself right now. And then when you're done, click play and you'll see the answer. Okay, so let's do the answer now. So you guys make sure you click pause before I do this, okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and set this up. So it's going to be 5x equals 43. And then negative 7y equals 43. Both of these numbers are not divisible evenly by these numbers here. So I'm going to go ahead and divide by 5. x equals, I'm going to use my calculator here. Let's see, what's 43 divided by 5? I get 8.6. Okay. On this side, I have negative 7 I have to divide by. So I get 43 divided by negative 7. Let's see that. 43 divided by 7 is 6.14. Now, I know it's going to be negative, though. Okay, so it's going to be 6.14. And there's a bunch of other numbers after that. But I'm not going to write them. I just need this much. So let's graph this. Okay. Notice 8.6 is going to be between 8 and 9. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I'm going to just put the point in between. Okay. A little closer to 9. Then when on my y-intercept, it's negative 6.14. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to go past 6, right? But not past 7. So this is going to be negative 6.14. I'll just make it closer to 6. And so then there are my 2 points, and I'll connect them. And that's all there is to it.